Hello guys, welcome to FormulaGPT. This is an open source project where the smartest AI models compete in a simplified version of Formula 1. So I created this project out of curiosity. I wanted to see how these models perform not just in answering questions like ChatGPT, but in a dynamic environment like a Formula 1 race where they have to make some strategic decisions and adapt to constantly changing situations. So there are 5 teams in this game: Deepseek Racing, Scuderia Gemini, Llama Motorsport, Papaya Cloud and Emerald GPT. And as you can see, each of these models is powered by some powerful, each of these teams is powered by some powerful large language model. So this AI, these teams have to make some decisions, and their decisions aren't just if this, then that, like you can probably know from the hard-coded bots following simple logic trees. Here, each move, each decision of AI is shaped by natural language reasoning, subtle prediction, opportunistic thinking, trying to outsmart the opponent. Okay, let's move to the starting grid. In this game, the order is random, but it's balanced. So if the team gets P1, the second driver is in P10. And similarly, if one team gets P2 for one driver, the second driver is in P9. This ensures the balanced and fair race. There is no qualification at this moment. Maybe we'll add it in the future. Okay, so now when we have the starting grid, we can go to the core of the project, which is AI strategies. After clicking this button, each large language model receives an API request with the starting grid. And these models can decide on starting tires. Of course, there are 3 types of tires: soft tires, which are faster but degrades quicker, mediums, which are balanced, and hards, slower but can endure more laps. So we see that Emerald GPT-4o aims for soft tires for Stroll, which is on P3, and hard tires for Alonso, which is in P8. That's, I think, very smart strategy. If you are on the front of the grid, you want to be aggressive, you want to drive fast, even if it degrades tires quicker. If you are on the back of the grid, you maybe are going for one pit strategy. So now we are just a moment before the start. But here, the large language models receives another API request, not only with the starting grid, but also with the tire choices of their opponents. And these models can decide on the pace. There are 3 types of pace in this game: push, normal and conserve. Push is of course faster but degrades the tires quicker, and conserve is slower but takes care of the tires better. We see that Emerald GPT, they are going for push strategy for Stroll, and they do nothing for Alonso. So we see that almost all of the first 6 drivers have this push strategy. They are very, very aggressive. And we see that also Norris, who is on P9, decided on push strategy. It's Cloud model. We can see this reasoning later. But when the driver reaches the 75th% of the lap, the game stops. You see? And now this AI models receives another API request with the update of the situation on the track. And so we see that Emerald GPT already sent its response, and we see that they are thinking about pitting Stroll in the lap number 4, and also Alonso is going for a more conserve strategy and will gain some positions after lap number 3. This is the prediction of GPT4o. We can see also the line of reasoning of Papaya Cloud. So you can see some serious analysis with numbers, strategic considerations, and they are going for probably pit stop in lap number 5 or 6 for Piastri. So similarly to GPT4o, And this pace I mentioned before, they go back to normal after 30 seconds, but large language models can repeat it every lap. They are aware of that. One more important thing is that when you are behind another driver, it's important to overtake him quicker if he's slower than you, because being just behind another driver makes you slower. Things like dirty air and things like that. So it also makes the game less predictable, because there is no one winning strategy. You need to adapt to the situation and position yourself the best on the track. So we see that Llama Motorsport also made some reasoning, made some decision. No pit stop for Llama Motorsport at this point. We see that one team, Scuderia Gemini, decided on pitting this lap. It's Hamilton. Probably degraded. Probably these tires are, too degraded. According to Gemini, very short line of thinking. This is small model, but we will see how it will turn out, this strategy. We see that Piastri is conserving the tires, so Claude is also aware of fast degradation of soft tires. So he wants to take care of these tires. I think that it's a smart choice. Deepseek Racing is very strong on this P4 and P5 medium tires, very good tire condition. I think that this is a serious pretendant for the winning of the race. So now we have another checkpoint, another API request, and we see that Scuderia Gemini already sent the response. This model is small, the line of thinking is not very large, but sometimes, spontaneous decisions are the best. And Deepseek is thinking this is a large model, we need to wait for the response a bit longer, and we can start and we can see this line of reasoning. Look at this, what a detailed analysis. Deepseek version 3 is really crafting some serious strategy for the late stage of the race, and no pit stop for their drivers. They have good tire conditions, and Sainz and Albon are on P2 and P3. What a great strategy. Very wise from Deepseek. Deepseek doesn't make any chaotic movements, any chaotic decisions. We see another drivers in the pit lane, and Stroll from Emerald GPT switched to mediums. And I am not sure about this strategy. There are 8 laps left. I am not sure if Stroll can endure on these tires for the rest of the race. Probably GPT4o is thinking about going for 2 pit stop strategy for Stroll. So now we have another checkpoint. We are waiting for API response, and we have Emerald GPT response. And you can see the line of thinking. Stroll is pushing, so probably 2 pit stop strategy for them. And Deepseek Racing, they are. They always go for normal pace and no pitting yet. So very stable strategy. Sometimes it can pay off if the opponents make some risky decisions. But we need to be aware that these Deepseek drivers need to pit at least once, because that's the mandatory rule. And of course, the tire condition won't allow them to stay on the track for longer than 7 or 8 laps. We see that Alonso, who is on P4, he now is flying on the track and closing the gap very, very quickly to Deepseek drivers and Llama driver. That will be very, very interesting part of the race. So now we send this API request again, and I am curious if Deepseek finally decides on pit stop. I think that it would be smart choice, maybe for hard tires, or if Deepseek wants to switch to softs, probably needs to wait 2 or 3 laps more. So we have Llama Motorsport probably pit stop for Antonelli. No, Not yet. They are going for a couple of laps more. They are thinking about switching to hard tires on lap number 9 or 10. That's a serious mistake. These tire conditions won't make to lap number 9 or 10. I think that is a mistake, and we see that Deepseek decides on pitting the both drivers, Sainz and Albon. We see, yeah, the same strategy. They are going for hard tires. Deepseek had this strategic start because they started on P5 and 6, if I remember correctly, so they could give the same strategy for both drivers, and maybe it's a smart choice. Okay, so the race continues, and the second half will probably be very exciting. But I won't continue from here. Sorry if that's disappointing. I just really want you to try it yourself. It's so much fun. And this just meant to be an introductory video, and it already lasted longer than I expected. I really hope you explore it further. It's already deployed online on Vercel, and if you don't have any API keys, no worries, you can still use the free tire model without logging in right away. Thank you for watching and have a great day. Bye.